In this step, we're going to show you how you can install and activate Charitable Pro. The steps are going to be very similar if you're just installing Charitable, the Lite version from WordPress.org. So we're on our plugins page on a brand new WordPress installation. The method I'm going to show you is what we call a manual plugin install. So I'm going to go up to Add Plugin. I'm going to go to Upload Plugin, choose File, and I'm going to choose my zip file. And I've downloaded this from the WordPress.org site if you're using Lite, or the wpcharitable.com downloads tab if you are using Charitable Pro and have a license. So I'm going to double check that. Install. Depending on your server, this might take a few minutes. We're going to activate the plugin. If you're installing Charitable for the first time, you'll see this Welcome to Charitable Setup Wizard screen. And you can go ahead and go through this, and this will help you set up some initial settings, set up your first campaign, and automatically install a few plugins. Once you're done, you're going to arrive at the Charitable Checklist, Getting Started screen. Feel free to check out the checklist, but we are going to be going through in steps 2, 3, and 4 how to create your first campaign, connect a payment gateway, and run a test donation. You can review this at your leisure. Finally, before we end step 1, feel free to check out the Charitable dashboard. You'll probably be referring to this later. Plus, it allows you to view the latest updates and plug-in suggestions to enhance your campaign after you've done setting it up. So the next step is to create your first campaign. So I'm going to go over here and click on Campaigns. And if you're starting off fresh, this welcome screen allows you to easily click on Create Your First Campaign. This is the Charitable's Campaign Builder. It allows you to visually create campaign pages which donation forms are attached to. We can go ahead and take the tour here, and you notice that I would need to name my campaign first. So I'm just going to name it Animal Hospital for now. And it's going to show me around the various things of the tour. In terms of choosing a template, I'm going to choose the new Beacon template, which is in Charitable Pro version 1.8.17. So as you can see, our tour continues. This is showing you the settings page, which we'll cover in future videos as well. So, of course, you'll be able to view the tour a little more slowly on your own version of Charitable Pro. But our primary mission now is to be able, now that we've selected the template, we should probably set some basic settings. We go over to Settings, General Settings. So normally campaigns have goals. Not all the time, but a lot of times they do. If your campaign has a goal, you could enter it here. Let's say it's $1,000 US for now. Let's say it has an ending date of August 31st, 2026. So we could publish this campaign right now, but I want to show you a few other settings you might want to use as you're creating your first campaign. Donation options. Donation options allow you to set suggested donation amounts so that a user or donor, when viewing a donation page, can easily set these amounts or one of these amounts. You can also set a minimum donation amount and a maximum donation amount, and be able to allow custom donations as well. Always feel free to check out Charitable's documentation for further details on how this can be used. A campaign page allows donors to be able to view information about your campaign and then be able to click on it to go to a donation form and be able to donate from there. There's a lot of potential features and things you can do with the Visual Campaign Builder. But for now, we're just going to focus on updating basic text in order to add your story to get your donors motivated to be able to contribute to your campaign. So you can click on one of these elements here for text, and you're able to edit the headline and text of this area. And this has a WYSIWYG editor embedded in the text field here. And there are 2 text fields or modules or widgets here on this particular campaign. Each campaign has a different amount of default ones that you can select. And you also have the ability to add additional elements in the layout itself. And here's a brand new one. So I'm going to say, welcome to the hospital. Now, obviously, I'll change the default photos later, but you get the idea in terms of, generally speaking, how you can add your story to a campaign. The last step you would want to do is that now that this campaign is in draft mode, select Publish and Save. Your campaign has been created. And so here's my campaign on the front end. You can see the custom text I added here that I changed. And you'll also see with this particular template, there is already an embedded mini donation widget in here. But this is all you need to do in order to create your first campaign. If you have your story set up, this could literally take just a few minutes from start to publishing your campaign on your website. So now that we have Charitable set up and have a test campaign ready to go, the next step is to connect a payment gateway. And Charitable Pro has a number of payment gateways already built in, such as Stripe, PayPal, Commerce, Square, and also an offline mode as well. So let's take a look at that. Let's go to, in our Charitable menu here, let's go to Settings, and let's go to Payment Gateways. So when Charitable is first installed, you have the Stripe and Payment Gateway active, and the test mode is currently on. And the test mode allows you to test each gateway's credentials and make sure everything is fine before turning it into live mode and accepting real donations from donors. There are additional payment gateways you can use as well, depending on your country or region. They're available. You can check them out at wpcharitable.com. For now, let's activate the Stripe payment gateway and also the offline gateway as well. Stripe allows you to have a bunch of different options, but primarily you need to connect with it first. You would need to have a Stripe account before you click this button, preferably. Let's go ahead and connect with Stripe. Once I'm logged in, I'm able to select a test account that I would like to connect to my site. And it will return me back to my plugin, my Charitable settings in Stripe, and I'm connected. Let's go ahead and activate another gateway. It's the offline payment gateway. And all the offline gateway does is just allow you to accept anything like checks or anything that isn't covered by the other online payment gateways. It's actually a very good way to test your donation form, which we're about to do, without having to use necessarily a connected gateway yet. So this looks all good. Before we test the donation form, I want to take a real quick side trip and look at Settings, Donation Form. You only need right now to pay attention to display options. You can have the donation form appear in a mobile window. You can have it showing on a separate page, or you can have it showing on the same page. You can read more in our documentation about each of these choices. I prefer sometimes showing on a separate page. That way it allows me to link directly to a donation form. I'm going to save my settings. And now let's go and view our campaign. And we're just going to view it directly here on this view link here. Now, here is the page that I created in a previous video, my campaign page. And this has a built-in mini donation widget, again, embedded in the page. So let me just stick with the $50 donate now. Now, here I am on my donation form. Because I already pre-selected an amount and I'm logged in, it already has my donation amount here. If you have a donor who is coming to this page for the first time, they will more likely see something like this first. This is, again, your suggested donation amounts that we saw in the previous video. I have a $50 custom donation amount pre-filled here because I clicked $50 on the previous page. But let's go ahead and select $15 as a suggested donation. As you can see, the minimum donation for this campaign is $2. We're well above that. And now I'm going to fill out the rest of my details. Now that I've filled out my details, since I have 2 payment gateways activated, I get a choice here between Stripe and an offline donation. I'm going to go ahead and use Stripe. I've gone ahead and filled in my test card information here along with my name, and I'm going to donate. Donation was successful. I now have a receipt page confirming my $15 donation. To see if our test donation was an actual success, I clicked on donations in the charitable menu, which brought me to a list of all my donations. I only have one right now. This is the donation that I just did, and it was confirmed to be paid along with all the donation details and a start of a donation log here. So if we were to test with an offline gateway, most of this would be very similar, except a donation coming in would be set to a default state of pending, because if someone's giving you a check or something like that, you probably want to confirm that, and then you can manually, with this menu, update it to the paid status. But congratulations, you have created at this point, if you've been following along, a campaign page, you have connected a payment gateway, and you've tested your donation form. The only thing left to do, possibly, is to be able to embed your donation form in another page if you don't want to use Charitable's defaults. And we'll show that in the next video. So this is the last step or video in terms of getting familiar with Charitable, the basics. We're going to show some quick screens just to get you familiar where everything is. And then after this video, you can go ahead and share your campaign live to the world and explore our documentation further, including our Charitable Startup Guide. So our first quick item is the dashboard itself, which contains the test donation that we had earlier. You'll be able to view top campaigns, latest donations, top donors, and if you have it enabled, donor comments. When you're building inside the WordPress editor, don't forget that Charitable has many blocks that you can insert into your various pages and posts. So this is just a sample page that usually comes with a new WordPress install. I'm going to go to Add After, search Charitable. As you can see, I have a number of Charitable blocks already. In fact, if I browse all of them, you'll see them all here. Feel free to explore them, but we have everything from showing a campaign, showing multiple campaigns, showing campaign stats, adding a mini donation widget, a campaign countdown, and more. So for example, if I wanted to insert a donation form into my page, there's my donation form. Again, consult our documentation for all the different types of WordPress blocks that you're able to insert into your WordPress pages. A new Charitable installation may require you to add a donor donation receipt or an admin new donation notification email. Feel free to learn more about our email settings in the documentation. One last thing, you definitely want to enter your license key under General Settings if you have purchased a Charitable license. This is going to allow you to unlock new features and take advantage of no platform fees with Stripe, Square, and PayPal. Your license key usually comes with the purchase from wpcharitable.com to your email, and it's also available in the Downloads tab in your account on wpcharitable.com. All you need to do is paste the license key and hit Verify Key. Now your license key is registered, and you notice the orange banner is no longer there. And now you're going to be able to take advantage of all of the features Charitable has when you are fully licensed and activated with Charitable Pro.